crisis is from the outside. Everybody know it. If Bashar al-Assad tomorrow said to the outside power, okay, I will give you what you want, the problem is over straight away.
What do you mean the crisis is from outside? The people who are fighting in Syria are actually Syrians.
Oh, no. There is so many foreigners across the border from 33 countries. They've flooded our country with this mercenary and fanatic and Islamist extremists. They are blowing children. They are putting bombs in the street. They are raping even women in our country in the name of Islam even.
Okay, Dr. Talal, what do you say about that accusation?
We have to admit, yes, there is an element that is an extreme within the, call it opposition whatsoever, but concentrating on it is just a distraction, because it definitely takes everything away from the focus, from the core of this opposition. Basically, if you go back 2 years ago, that is nothing like related to what is happening now. And the core of it is the violence. If there is violence, definitely there is an environment that will allow these groups to flourish, to grow up. You have to stop the violence. This is something that really we have to stand for, and taking that unilateral position always from the regime in a very disconnected way from the reality. This is the problem that is drawing Syria more and more to deterioration.
Would the government in this country or any country in the world lay its arm for a terrorist or for people who are picking up arms against the government? Do any country in the world say, okay, terrorist, okay, fighter, okay, even if you have a right, would you have a right to pick up a gun and shoot a government troop?
My friend, when I said that there is credibility, I'm talking about thousands of peaceful demonstrators that are still in the regime prisons. I'm talking about thousands of activists that have restriction on their travel, on their coming back to their country. And, you are concentrating on one part or one element within the movement, and I agree with you perhaps in that, but you are ignoring perhaps the larger picture.
Number one, we need to stop that war. This war on our country need to be stopped. So internationally is the people who are supporting and arming and giving money to these terrorists have to stop first thing. We could not do anything unless this Saudis, Turkey, America and the rest, they are giving money and arms to these people. If we tomorrow give up everything, still there is a war going to be, because they are making war against Syria. Now, how do you want us to fight this? By getting more outlaw people into the street and then give them arm in their hand and let them fight the government troops.
Okay. From listening to both of you, clearly there is a problem here. So where is the solution to the problem? Let me start by asking Dr. Al-Mahin to tell us what you think the solution is.
I think the solution is not even with the hand of the regime. Syria definitely is facing a very, very deep crisis. And what the regime is trying to do is just to re-establish its position. Well, it's trying to now, for the first time, to speak about something, but unfortunately it lacks
but specifically, do you think
is international consensus. International consensus especially between the Russians and Americans, and I think that is coming in the next few months perhaps, and I think that will be very good starting point.
So you're saying that the solution needs to come from outside? Is that something that you will agree with?
The keys for the solution, I'm not talking the solution, the details of themselves, maybe the conditions that would allow the solution to flourish and to be fostered.
What about you, Sohal? What about you? What do you think?
I agree with him. Actually, the problem is now, because it's from the outside, we need help on sitting on the table and discussing the situation. Now, if the Americans stop supporting and arming this group, they will be tomorrow finish this group. Because these people don't want peace. They only know to pick up the gun and go and shoot people, and they are only there. They are not interested neither in democracy nor in anything. They are a gang group. They are going around, and they are being just paid to do this job. So the people who behind them need to be stopped.